For this procedure, we will need disinfectant solution, hydrogen peroxide, a glass slide, paper towels, sterile wooden sticks, and bacterial cultures. The Bunsen burner is not used in this procedure, so control of contamination is an important consideration. Arrange at least 3 layers of paper towel in a square on the bench. Then wet the towel down thoroughly with the disinfectant solution. Obtain your slide and clean it. The catalase test is sensitive to contamination. Place your slide down. It doesn't matter which side of the slide you use. Pick up the tube of sterile wooden sticks. Use your non-dominant hand to pick up the tube. Then you will be using your loop hand to manipulate the wooden stick. Use the pinky finger of your loop hand to take hold of the cap, then remove the tube from the cap. Manipulate the tube so that a single wooden stick can be obtained. Pick up your culture tube, then transfer the cap to the pinky finger of your loop hand and remove the tube from the cap. The bacterial cultures used for the catalase test must be no older than 24 hours. As a result, subcultures are made for this test, which are then discarded afterwards. Therefore, maintaining sterility is not of high importance, so we will not be flaming our tubes. If the subcultures were to be retained, then we would flame the tubes. The stick is used like the loop. For this procedure, we need a visible quantity of microbes. In this instance, I was working around my camera, so I mistakenly moved the stick around far too much. There will be a lot of microbes on the end of the stick at this point. Try and keep your stick as still as possible as you replace the tube lids. Carefully transport the microbes to the slide. Then apply the microbes to the slide in a small spread out clump. You can pick up the slide to apply the microbes if you prefer. It was important that you didn't dig around in the culture tube with the stick, because you do not want any agar transferred to the slide. Ideally, you should be able to see the clump of microbes you applied on the slide. Place the used stick on the wet paper towel and press it down so that it doesn't move around. Then repeat the procedure for the second bacterial culture. The second bacterial culture we will be using does not grow particularly thick or sticky. When obtaining your sample, it may be less obvious or visible than the first. Here I am gently dragging the stick up the surface of the slant to gather a large sample of microbes. You may have to be more careful, as you will be sharing cultures. Then, when applying the second microbe to the slide, you may need to work to be able to see it. Turn the stick as you apply it so that the most microbes are likely to be applied. Place the second stick onto the wet paper towel, then obtain the bottle of hydrogen peroxide. Using the pipette, suck up some hydrogen peroxide, then apply 2 drops directly on top of both of your bacteria clumps. Keep the application separate and do not let the hydrogen peroxide mix. For the catalase positive microbe, you should be able to see an instant result of bubbles forming. Once you have recorded your results, arrange your slide and sticks together, then wrap them up completely in the disinfectant-soaked paper towel. Then throw the materials away in the orange trash can on the waste cart.